Whose side you leaning on?
Leaning on the Lord's side.
Whose side you leaning on?
Leaning on the Lord's side.
How are the children do? Welcome to this year Gullah Geechee Gwine on Nyews. This year the Queen Quet, Chieftess and Head-of-State, right down young in the Gullah Geechee Nation. With great God on the children, you know you can't come young and don't come to this year place, Chester, South Carolina. So many of the children yet, but we all around the world and things like that. But Hannah ain't yet the truth thing tell Hannah to get on from we, you understand? Plenty of people that say things, but great God don't believe all that storytelling. Yeah? Okay. So we want Hannah to know the true thing with him and who we done young. So for all the 100 children what doing in this year day and can't stand tall how to crack your teeth like this year, don't worry. I can speak this language as well. And I'm Queen Quet, Chieftess and Head-of-State for the Gullah Geechee Nation. I welcome you here to Gullah Geechee Gwine on. You understand? And this is our segment called Nation News. And we are here at one of our wonderful places that's located in North Charleston, South Carolina, actually, just a little bit above the historic peninsula. We are here where the Soul Vegetarian Cafe is located. Of course, we have to be in a place always filled with soul, you understand. So our brothers and sisters of the Hebrew Israelite nation have operated this facility for many, many, many years. And tonight, we are here at the Return to Royalty Center. Now, where else would the Queen be? You see? But I am here with family, with friends, brothers and sisters that have gathered for a truly magnificent Black History African Heritage Month opening. Because we are here with one of the brothers that did for right here in the Gullah Geechee Nation from down the river just a little ways. And this young place is called Hollywood. No, not California, but South Carolina. And so we want to welcome to Gullah Geechee Gwine on my brother Nizar, who we call our Gullah Geechee Avante Garde Artist. Brother Nizar, what you got to say to the people tonight?
Well, first, Queen, thank you for that introduction, and on behalf of the people of Hollywood and the people of the Gullah Geechee Nation, we're eternally grateful to you and your efforts, and I want to give honor and blessings to the God of creation for your intervention in our affairs.
Thank you so much. Thank her. Now, Brother Nizar, we're standing here amidst some of the images here at the Gullah Heritage Studio. And this one in particular, we're standing right next to. Now, I know who this young is, but we want to make sure that all of our folks watching will know who is this and how did it get here? Was this something that you bought at one of the festivals, or what's going on, brother?
No. Actually, this is the piece that I did to commemorate September 9, 1739. Historically, it's known as the Stono Rebellion.
Yes.
And on that day, basically, liberty and justice occurred. Okay? The Africans who were captured and brought over basically were captured during what I call the First World War.
Gotcha.
You had the European world that came up against the African world. So, as a Gullah person and from the Gullah Geechee Nation, we have to live our own realities.
Absolutely.
And as we live our own realities, we understand that the First World War did not occur when European nations fought European nations because they were all of the same world.
Right.
But those of us of the First World, when the European world came against us
Right.
and captured our scholars, our kings, our queens, and robbed us of our folkways, our mores, our land,
Yes.
and captured our great ones and brought us over. Many of us who were captured were warriors,
Yes,
as this
absolutely.
brother was. And on the morning of September 9, 1739, this brother led an army of Africans who freed themselves
Right.
before the Civil War.
Absolutely.
And freed others along the way while they were en route to Florida,
Exactly.
which at the time was under Spanish control.
Right. Gracia Real de Santa Teresa de Mose.
Absolutely.
Right, that we call Fort Mose today.
That's right. And it was in that location, the Native Americans who were fleeing from Andrew Jackson and the colonialists as well as the U.S. military,
Yes.
they converged in Florida, and along with the Africans coming out of this region,
Yes.
created the Seminole Nation.
Absolutely.
But at this time, the Seminole Nation had not been formed.
Yet. Right.
But the African townships had already begun to form since 1693. And on this morning, this brother, along with several of his companions,
Yes.
they stormed an armory.
Right down in your area.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where I grew up at was less than 5 minutes from where this occurred.
Right.
And when they stormed the armory, they decapitated the guards. And they took the weapons and began to march towards freedom.
Yes.
Along the way, they freed other Africans that were on plantations.
Yes.
They only harmed the whites that were attempting to harm
Just
them.
stop right.
And they made sure that the whites that were kind to them were treated kindly. Absolutely. So this painting basically commemorates what I call the Day of Liberty and Justice for All.
Interesting.
September 9, 1739. Historically, there are some that say his name was Jimmy.
Jimmy, right.
And there are some who say his name was Cato.
Exactly.
Okay? But I say if his name was Jimmy,
Right.
he would not have rebelled.
I see.
Okay?
Right.
So, because Jimmy is of European extraction.
Gotcha.
And so, this brother, his name, basically, I call him General. Because he led the soldiers.
Right, and that's true.
Absolutely.
That's so true.
And so basically what we see is him overlooking his work and the work of those who became free. Because all this was about was liberty and justice, even at a time when most of our people could not enjoy liberty and justice.
And wouldn't even fathom it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not only that, but on this day, what occurred was along the way, as they were marching, they carried banners
Oh, yes.
that were written that said,
Liberty.
and to Florida.
Absolutely.
So how can an illiterate people
Right. Right. Banners.
Because the
Right.
Europeans refused to teach them.
Right.
So these gentlemen and warrior men and women were multilingual,
Yes.
where most of the Europeans who lived here at that time was completely illiterate,
Right.
or completely illiterate. And so that's what this picture commemorates.
Excellent. Well, see, there's, as they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that for all of y'all who are mathematicians like me, y'all probably want to go back and watch it again now and count up and see if this brother gave you 1,000 words. But whether he gave you 1,000 or 10,000 words, these are words that our people need to hear. These are words that people around the world need to hear. Because too often, when they look at the Gullah Geechee Nation, the only part of our story that they see is a cotton field, a sweetgrass basket.
Right.
You know, maybe they hear a spiritual.
Right.
Maybe. But they don't hear the songs of triumph that was sung. They hear the shout that went on when somebody like Cato and those are marching through.
Right.
And they don't even realize that many times when the spirituals were sung, they were sung to give spiritual covering over those like him.
Absolutely.
And those that he was leading to say, we're going to stay and leave our lives here to protect you as you go out on the front line.
Absolutely.
So we definitely are thankful here at Gullah Geechee Gwine on that you're on the front line, educating, and not just being an artist, you see, because it's great to be an artist.
Right.
But then what is it that's behind your art? What is the inspiration?
Absolutely.
And I think in the 1,000 or 10,000 words that you gave us, it's obvious that the ancestral voices have spoken to you from Hollywood. And so we don't put stars on the ground here, but we definitely pray to the stars in the sky that you continue to be blessed in your work. And tonight we're going to see a little bit more of your work unveiled. Is that right?
Absolutely.